Hey guys, Seth and I are in the shop today. We have decided that it's raining outside, there's not a lot we can do, and we have been doing so many projects in the shop, we've got stuff strewn everywhere. But the first thing that we need to do is we got to get this long lumber that you see here off the floor. So Seth had a really good idea. Seth said that we ought to go over here to this wall and drop down just a hair and put a shelf or 3 brackets in here to where we can stack the long lumber on it. It'll be out of the way. This is just a wasted area along this wall, as you can see. And so what we're going to do is we thought about making them out of some metal, but we've got some extra scrap wood that we're going to make them out of. So we're going to make these out of some 2x6 that we have left over from a previous project. So we've got 3 2x6s that I've got laid out here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take them over to the chop saw, and we are going to cut off 14 inches, and then the balance is going to be our leg down on each one of these. And then what we'll end up doing is put a 45 in here to brace it up to where it'll hold quite a bit of weight. We'll mount it to the wall. All right, so follow along as we go. Okay guys, we're over at the skill saw, or the chop saw. I'm going to make my boards 14 inches long. I've got 3 of them. I've got the room. I think I'm going to make them 15 inches long. We're over at the chop saw. We're going to make our boards 15 inches long. Let's see if I can plug it in. Top, and here's the back. We'll do that for the other 3, and we'll have 3 parts to a shelf. 15. Push it against your fence. Second one. This one's been out in the weather, so it's a little wet. Doesn't matter a bit. We're going to cut this one 15 as well, push it against our fence. So we got our 3 pieces. Now we're going to take them over to my work table that we're going to clean up here in a little while. And we're going to use our impact and we're going to screw them together. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is I've got some 3-inch screws with a star bit. I've got my impact. I've got my 15-inch piece that we cut, and I've got the remainder of the block that we have left over. And this is going to be my down that I'm going to mount to the wall. This one is going to sit on top of it over here, and then we're going to cut a 45 in here. All right, so the first thing is I've got to screw this end to that end. Get my screw started. hold that down. Okay, so all I've done is I've screwed my 15-inch piece to the part that I'm going to put on the wall. I'm going to do that 2 more times. I'm going to make a flat shelf on both of these, okay? There's the first one. Same thing. Start my screws first. All right, and the reason, guys, I'm placing this board on top is that way it can sit on something and not, if it was like this, it would just be relying with all that board weight on those screws and it might slide. So I'm going to sit this one on top of this one, screw it to it. Okay, there's number 2. Let's do the last one. Then we can get some of these boards off of our shop floor, put them on a shelf on the wall. I don't have a lot of boards, but they're just always in the way laying there. You can put more than 3 on it if you want. I'm just going to put these, I have a, okay, I've got all of them done. You could use more than 3, but the longest boards I usually get are 12 feet, so I'm going to put one in the middle, and then I'm going to separate the other 2, and we're going to, that way we have plenty of room. Now, I'm going to go and I'm going to get some 2x4s, and I'm going to cut me some 2x4s on some 45s in here, and that way I'll have this thing braced up. All right? Yeah. Okay, I've been over to the chop saw. What I did was I cut me a 2x4, an older, it's not quite a 2x4, but I cut it to where 45 on both ends. And what I'll do is I will put it right in the middle of my board. I'll put a 3-inch screw here, 3-inch screw here, and one here, and one on the back side. That'll hold that brace in, and that'll be my brace for my shelf. I'm going to make 2 more of these. This one is my pattern. Okay, so I've cut this one off right here, leaving me a 45. I got a 45 on both of them. All I'm going to do, I'm going to flip my board, lay my pattern on here, exactly where it's flush with the end right here. Take my pencil. There's my line for the other end. I'm going to do this one. See if I can get it cut. Board is a little bit janky. Make sure your fingers are out of the way. There's that one. Now then, same thing. Turn it back over. My 45's over here. Lay my pattern up here. Always use your original board as your pattern. Don't switch around. Cut my 3rd one. And now we have our 3 braces. And we'll go put these on. Okay, I'm going to end up putting this one here like that. This one here. This one here. from the top. We'll put one right here in the middle. There's that one. There's that one. Now, that right there is going to be strong enough to hold some lumber on it. Not very much, but we can do 2 2x6s wide, and then we can build up from there. But it'll get the stuff off the floor. There's the first one. Let's do the other 2.
Yeah, where's this stuff?
What is that?
I don't know.
Just strap?
Yeah, but don't.
Right, just trash it. It's trash. That one. Over. There's that one. Okay, got all 3 of them. Now, just got to go mount these on the wall. We got to go measure off the spot, and we got to mount them on the wall. They'll be ready for lumber. Okay, we're going to mount the first one right here. It's going to mount right here, and once we mount this one, we're going to measure from the bottom of this board, because these are even off the ground, up to here, and that's where we're going to put them all. Okay? Let me get a screw in right up here, and then we can put that one up. Hold up. Oh, holler if I need your help. I got you. We're just going to eyeball this one. All right. Put 2 in this one. Then we'll put 1 down here. I can probably put my whole weight on that thing and it's not coming down. That's what we want. Because I know that behind this OSB I've got a 2x4 in there to keep it straight. So it's screwed into that 2x4 with 3 screws. And really and truly it's just going to have down pressure. This angle This 45 in here is what's going to keep it with down pressure instead of pulling away from the wall and pulling it off the wall. It's just going to be straight down pressure. So 3 screws ought to be plenty. That's basically like a 3/4 of an inch bolt holding it up there. Now then, what we'll do is we'll mount the other 2. So from the seam to the top is 22 3/8. From the seam to the top, 22 3/8. That's the top of my board. Perfect. Get a screw in it. This one in. Put this one in. I did not hear a board. Went in too easy. Put one more in. All right, there's that one. Do the one on the other end. We should be good. Okay, I've got my boards in, one down there, one here. I'm gonna put one right down here. 22 3/8 to the top of it. Oh. 22 3/8. All right, there's the top of it right there. Oh, that's why. That's why. Try to put boards in here like this on these. That is what it is. I'm gonna try it and see. Maybe it'll work. Did I hit that? How in the world did I hit that other screw?
Yep.
Have to have. Hold it right there, Seth. Right there. I hit that other screw behind it. I don't know how I did that, but I did. What's hot? One more. Up a hair. Right. Move it to you. Up a hair. I've got a mark on top is what I'm trying to hit, and I've got a screw. Right there, right there. Oh no, it died. Oh no, no, no. That's fine. Stop my video. See, it's going to be pushing down mainly instead of pulling out this way, but I think we're good. All right, now let's put a board on it and see what it looks like. Get one of those two big 216s over there. For the base. board's curved on the end. When you get some other ones on, it'll straighten it out. Now then, so what we've got here is we've got a place that we can hold on to our long boards, keep them off the shop floor, get all this stuff off the shop floor. And that's why I keep Seth around, because he has some good ideas every once in a while. This was one of them. All right.